Good morning, everyone. Today I am in Luzerne County, more specifically Ricketts Glen State Park. We are going to be checking out the abandoned Leigh Dam. This is really, I was going to say this is like one of the most beautiful parks in Pennsylvania, and I stand by that, but this time of year, I guess, is not the best time. They will be soon, though. Today is April 19th, so pretty soon, everything's going to be beautiful and green. So as you can see, Tony is with me on this adventure. And I believe it's maybe 6 or 7/10 of a mile from where we parked to the dam. And here's Tony showing us on the map. Okay, so what?
You're gonna go there instead of there.
We're gonna go here?
Yes.
What happens if you go here?
That goes to the...
You're off the map! Ah, you fall off the side of the world.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so we're gonna go...
So you got...
We're gonna go
we
here.
walked from here to there, so maybe a little further than what we walked.
Oh, is this where the dam is then?
It's
sort of in this area.
It's over
okay.
here.
So nice.
And then you said, yeah, I think if you want to go to the first fall, that's only 15 foot.
All right, well, let's do it. Oh, wow. Okay, so you can see it's falling apart right through here. And I don't know if you can see Tony's coming through. He's still on the other side, but this is massive. From what I understand, it's 30 feet tall and 150 yards across. Just sitting out here in the park. So I'm gonna head back this way, catch up with Tony, and see what it looks like from the other side. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about why this was built and what happened. Before we do that, look at this. This is beautiful. This, I think, is Kitchen Creek. I'm not 100% sure, but pretty. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it kind of just slopes down, and then it slopes down more. So beautiful. All right, I'm gonna catch up with Tony and walk on the other side. All right, so I just climbed back up, and I believe if I follow this little trail, we're gonna find Tony. Check out the dam. Woo, from the other side. I am out of shape, my friends. Happens every winter. Oh wow, check this out. Beautiful, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it broke first. They opened up more so the lake was drained.
What, Tony?
That wasn't probably like that.
No, obviously it broke, right?
Well, no, they blew part of it up so the lake would drain completely.
So
But there was a breach in it. I'm not sure if that's where the breach was or if that's where the...
So Tony, without me sounding too I don't want to say stupid, but so had the dam been successful, this would all be underwater.
Exactly.
And this would be a huge lake.
It's a lake bed now, but it's a dry lake. And it just has the creek going through it. Oh, this is wet.
Yeah, I think this is probably, this feels like
Marsh.
Yeah, like ugh.
That looks like bear.
Which is kind of, you have boots on. What looks like bear? Oh shoot. Yeah, I hope we don't run into a bear. I'm sure there are bear down here.
Yeah, this is wet.
So what we're walking on is kind of like marsh. Marsh, you would call this, Tony? Huh? You would call this like marshland?
I guess.
So this would have been all, this would have all been underwater as a huge lake, which I guess would be kind of pretty, but from what I was reading online before coming out here, this park would be nothing like what it is today.
Oh, that's really good in here.
Oh yeah, well this is the, what is this? Is this Kitchen Creek?
I guess. I think that's where the creek goes, so I guess it is. We have to look it up for sure.
So, again, these two areas that are, oh God, I gotta move. If you keep moving, your feet don't get soaking wet.
No, you don't.
So these two areas that are knocked out, you think they did that on purpose? Blew them out?
I think so.
And how about this small little...
That might be where it breached initially. I'm not
That
sure.
might be where, I don't know if you can see that, but that might be where the dam breached initially. So Tony's saying we can walk right through there, which I'm going to do in a minute. But just to talk quickly about this. This was built in 1907 by Colonel Robert Bruce Ricketts. And I believe he was a colonel in the Union Army, right, Tony? During the Civil War? So you can see Tony's trying to make his way across. Tony, you think you can walk all the way across there? I don't know. It doesn't look like you can, but I'm gonna try. Or at least I'm gonna head over there and check it out. Colonel Ricketts made his money in the lumber business, but I'm assuming after they cleared all the land, that is when he made the decision to go big with hydroelectric power.
Yeah, well this probably was more...
Hence the dam.
And here, and then they...
What, Tony?
This was probably more forest, and then they dug part of it out, or whatever they did to make it a lake. I don't know how far the lake went back. I mean, it had to go back into there, right?
Yep. I guess.
Where the thing, yeah. I mean, it must have been pretty deep, because it had to go up here and up. So I'm not sure how high up on that dam it went. I'm gonna guess it was pretty deep.
So as I mentioned before, this whole state park is called Ricketts Glen, so it's named after Colonel Ricketts. And just a little fun fact, this is called Leigh Dam. Leigh or Leia? Leia? I don't know. Leigh Dam we're gonna go with.
It's like Vivian Leigh, right?
Yes, like Vivian Leigh, Tony. So, that was Colonel Ricketts' daughter's name, Leigh.
I think that's...
How did you get over here?
I walked along the edge.
Okay, so I am going to walk a little along this edge without falling into the water.
There's rocks that come off.
I see it. But I'm not going to be able to walk all the way across this way. I think we can get to the other side from the other side. Get to the other side from the other side, right? Always take the path with least resistance, but this is kind of cool. So I don't know, maybe this is where the dam broke, or maybe when they made the decision to abandon the dam, maybe they cracked this on purpose just to clear out some of the water. I don't know, but I can see some of the mechanicals under here. Mechanicals? Does that make sense? I think so, right? Or machinery. So I'm gonna try to get my GoPro over there so we can take a quick look at it. Like a pipe and a gear. And as I'm doing that, you can see this is just totally falling apart. So don't know how long this is going to be here. And that's one of the reasons I love coming to these places, and I realize you got to get to these places because before you know it, a lot of them are going to be gone. So that's why I love coming to these places and trying to get here as soon as possible, because you never know, you know, eventually this may not be here anymore. So many places I visit or have visited, you're probably not going to have access to in a few years. It's either going to be kind of closed off to be refurbished or torn down, or nature might take care of it. So we are going to try to go through. Tony said you can just, well, you can't walk through here, Tony, it's deep. Oh, you can. You can walk along this side.
No, what's inside out? Is that the like a concrete
I don't know.
floor?
Let's go down and see.
That might be a concrete floor.
But this, Tony, this is deep.
It is deep.
This is probably like, it looks like it's almost like 5-6 feet deep there.
Yeah, see how deep the foundation of this was.
Yeah, I guess, right? That shows you, that's a
what's
good,
inside
like,
that
that's a
thing
good
there?
point.
Be
That
careful.
kind of,
Oh, don't walk in there. That might break off.
I'm going to be careful, but that kind of shows you the foundation, right?
Yeah, I just wondered what's in. I didn't look inside that other one. Because this is all, the base of this is all worn away. Where that one looks like it may not.
I thought you were saying you could walk right through here, which you could, but I'm not going to.
You could.
But I am going to look in here. Here's the old rebar.
Yeah, I mean, is there a floor on that?
There is, yeah, it's all, yeah, you could, it's all, no, I mean, it's not a floor. It looks like it's filled in. It's rock, dirt. No, it's not real muddy. Why, you want to walk through that? All right, I'm going to try to walk through here.
Be careful. I'm not sure where it goes.
You know what? This backpack gets in the way.
Yeah, you're gonna, don't fall. Yeah, I didn't look in there. I wanted to, but I see it. I mean, I can come over too.
Yeah, you could get in here, Tony. It's easy. I don't know how exciting it is, but
Yeah, I mean,
I guess we're in the dam. In the dam.
mine must have teeth. Oh, it's all smooth.
So this is pretty cool. Yeah, if I had waterproof boots, I would walk across, but I'm thinking I would get wet. So as you can see, I have a wet foot. It's supposed to go up to like 75, almost 80 degrees today, so I'm not really worried about it. But should always bring spare socks with me, because you just never know. So we are going to try to find a way to get to the end of the dam and then go up. What, Tone?
Trees growing.
Yep. Tony was just mentioning there's a tree growing in there. So I know a few of you in your comments have mentioned that I should have Tony mic'd up. And I totally agree with you, but he does not want to be mic'd up. So there's not much I can do about it. When he says something interesting, I just go ahead and repeat it, I guess. Oh, this is beautiful here. It feels like it's, I can see like on a really hot summer day, it feels like it's like 10 degrees cooler once you get into the shade here. So as I said before, it's about 150 yards in length. Now this is cool, Tony. I don't know where Tony got to, but this is like a corner. So you have all these, right? Then you have this one sort of turns. And you can see if I just point my camera straight up. All right, so we're coming to the end. I'm kind of hoping that there's a trail that goes straight up to the dam, and maybe we get a better view. Maybe I can even walk on the dam a little bit. Guess we're gonna find out. All right, so I made my way to the concrete on this side. And it's a little torn up here as well, unfortunately. But I might be able to walk across a little bit here. I'm not crazy scared of heights, but this is a little sketchy. And I'm not sure if I go out any further, the view's gonna be any better. So, I don't think I'm going to do so. But there's a nice view. As I mentioned before, that would all be a lake. So, I sort of wimped out on balancing my way across the dam. And to be honest with you, kind of bums me out a little bit, because I don't think it would be that difficult to do. Although I don't, suggest people do it. But I'm real big on trying to overcome fears. And as someone who maybe had a lot of fears when I was a child, I've tried to overcome a lot of that as an adult. You can conquer fears by doing, right? But not today. This looks horrible walking through this, but I will say there are no sticker bushes. I shouldn't say that too soon, but my last few nature hikes or outdoor videos, God, so many sticker bushes. Like I said, you don't even get a relief from them in the wintertime. So as I mentioned before, Colonel Ricketts made his money in the lumber business. Then he built this dam on his land, hoping to harness hydroelectric power. But soon after building this, they realized there was a lot of structural damage, so I guess it wasn't built properly. And then I guess he planned on patching it, fixing it, whatever. But there was the panic of 1907 hit, and there was financial chaos. So that was the end of his dream. And in so many ways, it's probably a good thing. Not that I ever like to see anyone's dreams crushed, But from what I was reading, there's no way this would be the state park it is today. It's beautiful. And I will say this, if you are visiting Pennsylvania or if you live in Pennsylvania, you've never been to Ricketts Glen, you really need to check this out. This is the one state park that I would recommend if you were only going to go to one state park. So Tony pointed out this stump was most likely under the lake.
Yeah.
And why do you feel that way? Just because
the size of it and
the size of it and the condition of it. So
it sat underwater.
Quite possibly.
It was underwater for 50 years.
Pretty cool, right? So the lake was going to be called Lake Leigh as well.
I think it is.
And there's a stump right there too, Tone.
Oh my God.
So this would have been Lake Leigh.
Yeah. I think it is. It says it's just, they call it a dry lake. Getting back
So
down.
Tony, most likely, had this not failed, this whole area probably would have been industrialized, right? So we probably wouldn't have a state park.
For a while, and then it probably would have, just like all the other industrial areas out in the middle of Pennsylvania, they would have eventually
Abandoned it, most likely, but still, you wouldn't have the beautiful nature that you have.
You might still have a lake.
You might still have a lake. In fact, you might have more ruins to look at. And I like looking at ruins, so
50 years that probably would have failed eventually anyway. Right?
Most likely. I don't know.
And
You just don't know,
in
Tony.
27 it'll be 70 years
70 years since what?
since it broke.
Oh, is that when it broke?
And then 1957.
I thought 1907.
No, that's when they built it.
Oh, it broke in
I think it failed in
No.
1957.
All right, me and Tony are discussing this because we have slightly different research. I think Tony is probably right. He believes this lake was here until 1957, but I don't think it was ever industrialized because in 1907 there was a financial panic, right? A crisis, and there was structural damage already, so investors pulled out. But you're saying that this still was a lake up until you believe 1957.
There was a big, it flooded all the way down there.
Okay.
The creek.
Well, that's kind of cool. So anyway, so that's, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So this was probably a lake until 1957, and then maybe that's when they tore those two holes in there just to
They drained it.
drain the lake.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Excellent
it
clarification,
was
Tony.
probably partially.
As I say in every video, we do some research, but it all comes together by the end of the video. And if it doesn't, then I try to put some notes on the actual video. So we really don't have a trail to get out of here. We're kind of on a deer path, and Tony's saying do not go that way.
I
Why?
think that's a deer path or something.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to end my video here anyway. We pretty much covered the dam, so thank you. I was going to end the video, but Tony said there is a pretty awesome waterfall close by, so we are going to try to find our way to the waterfall.
I'm going to flop back, and I can't hold them all back.
And hopefully it's as awesome as Tony said it is. I guess we're going to find out as I walk through all this garbage. You would think more people would walk through here. But I guess, other than YouTubers, not too many people are as interested in this dam as maybe they should be. All right, so now I am following Tony to this waterfall. He's already sort of backing off on how awesome it is. I said you're already backing off on how awesome this waterfall is, but we're gonna check it out. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Lake Jean, 6 miles.
Here it is. Actually, it's kind of beautiful. This is what I was talking about earlier when I took a look and I said that the land goes down, down, down. So we just walked a little further up the trail, and I'm going to try to get a better view. All right, so I worked my way down to get a better view. That's beautiful. And I'm close enough that I can feel the mist coming off. And I'm gonna say it's probably like 78 degrees now, so it actually feels really good. And with that, I think I'm gonna end my video here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you could give it a like, that would be awesome. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and you have a great afternoon. Take care, everybody.